I want to just take this time to give a big shout out to the women clergy, the women pastors in my life. This started for me when I was a young adult in Austin, Texas, and the United Methodist Church that I went to there was a female pastor, and that was the first time that I had seen a female pastor leading the congregation. And I thought, wow, this is cool, never thinking that God was going to call me. But soon after that, God did. But in this whole process, it's been a blessing that I have run across and have had women pastors in my life, female pastors in my life, who have encouraged me and have been my mentors up close and afar. And so I just want to thank the clergy women like Reverend Dr. Sharon Patterson, who was my first pastor when I moved up to this area from Waco. I want to thank Reverend Dr. Lucretia Faison, who stepped in after her. I want to thank Dr. Weta Lee. I want to thank Dr. Clara Reed. I want to thank Pastor Cheryl Jones, who has been my mentor through this whole process of ministry. I want to thank Diana Masters for moving me through the process, and so many dozens more of women out there. Cammie Gaston, my friend Cammie, thank you so much for being the women of God that you have been and who you have been in my life. I really appreciate it. I could not have made it without you. Thank you so much. Yes, so I want to bring to the forefront a couple of things that have been very important to me as I have done ministry. This is a newspaper clipping of some of the things that my dad did, Reverend G.J. Goff, in the Central Texas Conference in Waco. This first article is one of him and his groundbreaking that he did at the church that he was, where they implemented a daycare there. I was always wanting to do some of the justice work that he did and the community work that he did, and I was just always very proud to have him as my dad first and foremost, but to have him also as clergy and a wonderful example of what to do as clergy in the United Methodist Church. And then this article is of his retiring. So there's a picture of he and my mom and the other clergy couple that were there in the Central Texas Conference in 1980 retiring. And it's a wonderful story here about how he started his church. It was a church start, and it was 6 of them, and he kids about how it was the only time that he had 100% membership with those 6. He, my mom, and the 4 members that were there. And so yeah, this has been very important to me. And then this Bible is one that I had with me when I was ordained, along with the Bible I received when I was ordained. And it's been special to me, and it sits right on the desk next to that Bible in my office. And it's one that was given to my grandmother by my dad. And so it's just one of those little New Testament books, right, with the Proverbs and the Psalms in it. But as you can see, it's very worn, but very special to me as a reminder of who God has called me to be, with my dad being that example of who God called him to be. So thank you for letting me share these 2 things.